Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing DMC, Devil May Cry, Definitive Edition on Dante Must Die difficulty. And this is my hardcore guide. My hardcore guide for the aforementioned title. It's got turbo enhanced visuals and graphics and fidelity. And we are on mission 18 of 20 total missions. And I believe this chapter is entitled Demon's Den. We're in this cavernous area here, and there's about 8 to 10 fights. Some of them are pretty damn tough, and there is a point at which we do fight. I think we fight every single enemy in the game in this chapter, so it's sort of the finale as far as encounters go. So every time you go to the different, there's 4 quadrants, there's 4 different branches off the main server room, and then every time you come back to the server room from the generator locations, you'll have a battle. This is one of the things where I felt that it is too many battles. So this is a hard encounter here. We've got a witch and some Stygians here, and then I believe we'll have a butcher and I'm forgetting that guy's name again. A couple of heavies, 2 heavies, and at the end of the video, I'll have this server puzzle, but I'm going to put it in fast forward because it took me like 3 minutes of trial and error. That's all it is. It's just trial and error. So, be on the lookout for opportunities to use the what's it called? I don't know the name of the combo, but it's the one I've been referring to time and again with the Aquila L2 plus triangle, triangle, pause, triangle. Here I'm using the Stinger constantly to take care of that wave because it's annoying. And then we have 1 Dream Runner and some harpies. So you want to take out the harpies as quickly as you can. I always like when I approach an enemy and I know enemies are at my rear, I center the camera with R3, and that way I can completely have the camera centered and everybody behind my back. So it's a great way of centering or aligning the character centermost, and also to keep enemies at bay and pacify them from behind you. Although, like I've also mentioned time and again, these Dream Runners, they like to sneak on screen because they want their screen time, I guess, and because they're very persistent. So it's just one of these guys for right now, and he's double triggered. So we need to do the charge Eric's and juggle him in the air a little bit, bait him into doing this, and come down on him heavy. A fierce opponent, as always. When he's too far away from you, you're going to have to close in the distance because a lot of the times he just stays. See how he's kind of just moving around in a little circle there. So we need to go grab him. Grab and go is the theme of this guide, for sure, although I haven't mentioned it. But it's one of those implicit themes. So here we go, smash and bash. That's the second theme of the guide. So 2 theses in one go, I guess. So we're going to move over here to this area. And see, we left the... I think that's the server room. We leave the server room. We go pull one of the generator cords to put it online. We get a battle in here. We leave. We go back to the main room, get a battle, go back to one of the branching paths, have a battle, go back to the main room, have a battle. See, it's just like that. And these battles in here are traditionally pretty standard fare. So we haven't seen these Bathos and Pathos in quite a while. So here's our reunion with them. These flying shits. Let them do the collateral damage on the ground to deal the other enemies. Watch out for the spinning wheel. See, it can deal damage to you. And so these are the easier battles in here, but when you come in back into the main room, you might have a run for your money, pardon the colloquial expression, because you have pseudo gauntlets ranging from 2 to 3 waves. I don't think we have any 4-wave gauntlets, but you need to know when to use your devil trigger. I think we have some rages coming up, actually. That's the one where I struggled over here. And I think we've got some ravagers. No. Oh yeah, my bad. I'm going to be juggling these guys a lot. So I have no qualms about doing this. If they wanted to not let the player do this, they could have made some kind of defense mechanism for him when he's getting juggled in the air, but they didn't do that. So we've got a lake of fire down here. We're going to launch this guy, do the roulette spin as many times as possible, and hit him as many times as possible. It's kind of annoying though, because a lot of the times you have a hard wave and then it's always right before an easy yet dense wave of enemies. So even though it's pretty easy, it's still time consuming because it's dense. So now these guys are devil triggered, and then we only have 2 chapters after this, and they're both boss fights. And the next chapter has a little bit of moving around, running around a building before the boss fight. And then we'll have Virgil, who's difficult on this difficulty without using items. Plus, I haven't faced him on hardcore on Dante Must Die. Okay, see how we have a large, you have a tyrant and a butcher here. So it's nice to know that you can refill your devil trigger in some of the easier waves like this one. You can use it, but don't use it too much, I would say. See, the thing is, when you use it, it drains quite a significant portion of the bar. Just like in God of War 3, when you use the I think it's called the Rage of Sparta. It's always titled something different. But fortunately, it's just 2 heavies. You know, it's not 2 heavies and several other shitty, you know, bugs or flying things and dogs. So I'm going to finish this guy off with some of these attacks, because he's a prime candidate for that at the distance he's at. And hopefully we can get him out of rage mode and then hook him. There we go, pull him down. Trinity Smash should kill this guy, although I did the combo wrong. We're going to leave this room now. Go down a different path. You can go down any path you want, particularly the ones that are not lit up with lights. There's because that means you've already gone there. There's one path that takes you back to the main area where you started with, but it's really difficult to get lost. So I can't stress how important it is to do this for combo and for dealing with these enemies. It's really helpful. It's just very helpful to clear these enemies up, because otherwise you're just dealing with them 1 or 2 at a time, rather than doing that quick and pretty strong attack against all of them. So these guys are not subject to launch since they're devil triggered. Tried to do a caliber right there. I think it didn't work because I wasn't off the ground enough. And this should be, see how it's a somewhat easy fight? I mean, that was pretty damn basic. It's just standard Stygians, a couple of elites, but we'll come back out here now. Another fight. This is fight 3, a tough one, admittedly. You've got all of these rages here, the rage spawns, the little babies, and then you'll have. This is tough because you have rages. I mean, whenever the this is actually dense but pretty difficult, because you've got 4 or 5 of these Frost Knights, and It's Iceman cometh time here, man. It's really shitty when you get frozen. So what I tried to do a couple times was space myself out from the enemies, do 2 Rebellion slashes, and then follow that up with an Arbiter hit to do the Trinity Smash. See, my problem is I kind of do a delay in between the first triangles when I do the Trinity Smash, so that's why a lot of the times the combo doesn't come out correctly. And it's all my bad, it's not the game. There we go. That's why I said the Iceman cometh. The Iceman fucking cometh. And if you don't know about that double charge, the second level charge, you should try to investigate it and test it and see if, you know, you can get it in before they attack you and break your guard. So this is a 3-wave fight. The next wave you've got a pair of the rages. So since we have enough double trigger, hopefully you do too, we can use some of the double trigger. And what they're gonna do is you'll have a little scene where you have Dante, you know, recoiling from the fight. Then they're gonna stick you right here every time, so it's really nice. They put you right in front of the enemies. I would focus on the frost one, the ice one, because he's more threatening, he's more dangerous. Plus, this guy can actually be launched when he's this color here. Hardest enemies in the game for me, for sure. So we got a parry right there, and we can capitalize. See, 1, 2. There's level 2 charge. We took him down. Now we're gonna head over to here, and it'll be the final branch we need to go down, and it'll be a simple fight yet again. So we are coming up on a really difficult battle. It's a 2-wave fight. So if you don't have much devil trigger, this is your opportunity to accrue it. So do this move, and do that move. Very simple wave. Very easy. I'm really happy that I covered this game. I'm happy that it came out. You know, it's a really great remaster. It's worth the price. It's got a great price point at $39.99, and it has all the DLC. It has everything except the item harvester, the orb harvester, which is a shame. So the first wave is simple. Okay, this is wave 1. All it is Stygians. So I'm going to do a couple of the whirlwind tornado attacks on these guys to build my combo, and then I'm going to put this next part in fast forward yet again because I'm going to use the lock on and do drives incessantly until everybody's dead. So this is not going to accrue you very much style points, but it's a quick way to dispatch these foes. And wouldn't you know it, you guys, earlier in the guide I was wondering if there is never ever an encounter with 3 Dream Runners. Here's an encounter with 3 Dream Runners. So they're gonna put you right in place, use the devil trigger right away, and at least get one of these guys killed. If not, you know, do as much damage as you possibly can. Because you should be comfortable fighting 2, it's just that now there's 3. But if you have the devil trigger, you know, 3/4 of the way, even less probably, you can dispatch one of these guys instantly, and then it will just be 1 versus 2. So I think it's still 3 on 1 right now, but this guy should be going down. He may even have been killed while I was speaking. So bait him into doing that. Do the demon evade. Get your charges going. There. Missed that. Shit. See, I know the other one is over to the right, but I daren't put the camera over there lest he sneaks onto the screen. So we're going to keep the camera off him as much as possible and deal as much damage as we can in this state. There we go, motherfucker. He got his just desserts. And now it's just 1-on-1. It's a fair fight. I don't have enough devil trigger to use it because it's not past the threshold. But if I hit him enough, then I will be able to use a devil trigger. Don't worry. you're not going to be needing the devil trigger beyond this because there are no fights beyond this. And anyway, they take your devil trigger away. So we just need to do a few more hits. We've got the devil trigger at our disposal, and I believe I'm going to use it. So after this, we'll have the puzzle. There we go. He's dead. And then we'll have the puzzle. So you just need to put the icons in the different spaces. If you need assistance, you can watch my guide, and I do talk about how to do this. But I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next to last mission. Take care.